Guys, welcome back to a brand new Disney tier list video. Again, doing my own take on a tier list, guys. And I wanted to talk about my top 5 in each class. Now, again, guys, I'm going to say this at the start of each of these. This is my opinion, so I want to hear yours. I want you to argue with me. I want you to let me know if I've said a character who isn't actually as good as another character. I want to know so we can all kind of come together as a little bit of a community and learn off of each other. Because this is what I found, and I'm guaranteed there'll be loads of people watching who have different opinions on who their top 5 is. So I want to stir the pot a little bit and get a little bit of a conversation going so we can work out. So yesterday's video did really well. There's some fantastic comments and fantastic top 5 overall. So go and check that out and check the comments out and just see what people are saying. So today I wanted to start on tank. Now, I would say with tanks, they're kind of like my favorite in this game, and they always have been. So just doing a very quick fly through, which I'll do first, I want to give honourable mentions. So obviously Clawhouse is fantastic for healing. Hades is fantastic for if you're ever building a DPS team, you need Hades. Winnie the Pooh, fantastic healer. Not particularly as good as he used to be, because obviously there's just better characters now, but I do like Winnie the Pooh. Gerald, again, fantastic healer. Maximus, ridiculous damage, heals himself, and he's quite sustainable. Gonzo isn't as good as he used to be. Yes, he rolls in and hits everybody at the start, that's about it. Sully is obsolete now because of Clawhauser. Bo Peep, I haven't used her for a while, but her special was fantastic in the kind of times that Zerg was overpowered, because you could just use Ariel to stop Zerg and she'd kill everybody. So, sorry, not Ariel, Bo Peep. So I might look back into Bo Peep in the future, but yeah, not anymore. Goofy, speed up. Oogie is for scaring. Shank can store up loads of damage and knock it back at the enemies. Olaf can freeze and heal himself. Maui, just garbage. Rex, don't even talk about him. Mr. Incredible, fantastic since he's had his rework. Huge amounts of damage very, very quickly. Bogo, garbage. I wouldn't use him anymore. Slinky, he's going to be in my top 5, so I'll cover him in a sec. Sally, not particularly great, but really good with her poison. Baymax, going to cover him in a bit. So yeah, I'm basically not going to go through every single one. I just wanted to kind of reel off a few honourable mentions. To be honest with you, I didn't actually realise Fred was a tank, but obviously he's got a good skill for getting rid of freezes. So here we go, this one here. Removing any freeze effects on all allies. So he's good for an anti-freeze team. So as I'm doing my top 5 here, guys, it's important to note these are my top 5. And they are always going to be the sort of most overpowered characters, because that's, these types of games, when they get to this stage in their lifeline, basically you just get all the latest characters and they're always going to be overpowered. So most of the overpowered characters will be the new ones. So I'm going to have to put Clawhauser at number 1. Now, I covered Clawhauser in a lot of detail yesterday, so I'm not going to go into a huge amount of detail with him, but I just want to say that obviously it's all because of his Hot Dancer skill, which increases everybody's attack speed and damage, which is absolutely ridiculous. So Clawhauser dances and 2 rounds out of energy. While dancing, Clawhauser and his allies are healed every second. His allies gain basic damage. The amount is, sorry, not attack speed. What am I talking about? It's attack damage and healing. The way you can knock, because basically, I'm trying to think of the best way to put this, because Clawhauser is quite a complex character to use, because you need to pair him up with other characters. So if I look at Clawhauser, obviously this here is going to be doing all his healing and heal the entire team, so you can actually get rid of a medic now. And then Donut Toss is going to be doing a huge amount of damage. I've seen basically everybody who gets hit by the donut, especially if you've gone for a full reality build like I have, you can see that I've made his levels ridiculous, because obviously he is my main tank, so I should really level him up. Let's max him out here, guys. Oh, what I can do is red skill up to level 92 as well. There we go. So here's my favourite character. I've just got him maxed out again, guys. So the reason I absolutely rate Clawhauser is because of healing, instant kill on the donut toss, satisfying slurp speeds him up, and then this one here, again, Clawhauser gains armor equal to 100% of his reality and gains reality equal to 100% of his armor. So you just bring that up. That's why I've done a full build of armor. So yeah, make him really overpowered. So to summarize Clawhauser, guys, because I keep getting distracted. I'm just talking about too many things at the same time. Let me retune myself. Boom. So this move here, if you're using Kermit, is fantastic because you can put the speed up buff across everybody by using Kermit's white skill, his main skill. He can heal everybody here, so you can get rid of a healer on your team. That donut toss basically kills everybody, and oh my goodness, gives him so much reality in defense. So he is a must character, and he will be always at my top. He's going to be a very difficult character to knock off the top of my list, guys. I'm just going to say that now. Very difficult. Now we pop in, and Hades has to be number 2. And the reason I put Hades as number 2 is because he can make some of the top tier attack characters ungodly. And he can also bring out some of the mild tier ones to be ungodly as well. So when I look at Hades, and I want to review these characters by the way I use them, all of his skills here, this is why I haven't got him past level 250. I got him to 250 here, so it basically allowed him just to survive a bit longer. But I don't need to upgrade any more of his skills anymore because there isn't really much need for it. Because the only reason I like Hades is because number 1, he can obviously revive himself. He can deflect. Hades redirects 50% of all damage dealt to allies to himself, so he can pull attack off of teammates to keep them alive a little bit longer. This one here is pretty good, but it's not particularly anything special as main special. Dismal damage. Hades does 1.5% more damage, obviously less health he has, the more damage he does, which is cool. I'd like to see a rework on Hades though, so I feel like he should be a little bit better. And then we've got this one here, when he dies he comes back. So it's just nice with Hades because he's a good distraction and it keeps everybody alive. But the main thing I like about him, now I haven't really particularly built up his mods here and I probably won't because I don't need to. The one thing with Hades is his disc and this one here. Now, I love using this disc with Shigo and Ducky and Bunny. These are my 2 examples for you. But of course you can use it with anybody who does damage over time effects. So anybody who does fire moves, cross them with Hades, and you're going to have that huge boost to overtime damage. So this is what I mean here, guys. So this is one that I'd recommend you get the 5 stars as quickly as possible because it is very, very, very good. So make sure you do that with the stars and the teams there, guys, because he's going to do that. So basically it makes Shigo special, kill everybody even quicker. Ducky and Bunny's laser, when they shoot it out, I've seen it knock down entire teams. So again, Hades has to have a spot in my top 5 with ease. Now, oh lordy, and the tank's getting me excited. So that's 2 out of 5. Now, I don't use Slinky. I also don't use Baymax, but they are going to make it into my top 5. And I'm trying to give you a top 5, which is, you know, you can pick one of these characters and use them in each. So you can use Clawhauser as the healer, Hades as a damage buff. So if you use Clawhauser and Hades together, and then you use Kermit, right, that's 3 of your 5. Then you put Shigo and like Ducky and Bunny in, you're going to have Clawhauser healing. Then when he drinks his drink, you use Kermit's buff to put attack speed on everybody. Then Hades is going to use his move to increase the damage over time. Then Shigo and Ducky and Bunny, laser, 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 laser. You're going to be getting a lot of damage. So, Slinky. Now, I haven't particularly used Slinky, but whenever I see him in arena mode, in PvP, in story mode, I know we're in for an absolute treat of a battle. And that is because of this move here. So his passive, Slinky Dog adds 75% of his missing HP to the HP of Shield Generator by Spring Shield, Protective Pooch, and Loyal Pal. So basically, when he loses health, it buffs up his other moves. Slinky Dog activates his force field, applying a shield with to himself and allies for 8 seconds. Now 8 seconds to have a shield, which is hugely buffed up by losing his health, is fantastic. And because he's a tank, he has a lot of health on him at all times, guys. So it is fantastic. And I've seen Slinky basically keep people on 1 star of life against all of my maxed out characters if you get him into that right sort of tune. So yeah, he's good. And obviously we're getting the buffs on the other moves here. So apart from that's a stretch, actually that's the only one. But Slinky Dog runs through all the allies, comes back, damage. And what I like is it reduces their skill power for 12 seconds. So I know using Zeus is a bad example because Zeus will probably kill most of the team, but if you were to use that, hit Zeus, and then Zeus uses lightning move, it wouldn't be as effective. So we'd really get a solid push there. So yeah, these are the ones. Slinky Dog activates a force field with X amount of HP on the frontmost allies, so it's always going to hit the tank normally. When the shield is removed, the ally gains reality and armor. So if that was put onto Clawhouse, he gets even more reality and armor, which means he's going to have loads of defense, loads more damage with his donut toss. So there's another good link there. For each shield currently on Slinky Dog or an ally, Slinky Dog gains armor and reality. He puts shields on everybody, so that's going to be ridiculous. So if you put Slinky Dog with Ariel, Ariel's going to be putting shields on everybody with her overheal, and then Slinky Dog's going to be adding shields on top of that. Shield. So if you look at it from that point of view, madness. And then this one here is this red skill which I haven't got yet, but basically, guys, the main point I'm trying to get at with Slinky here is that he's just a ridiculous character, and I do actually want to sort of consider trying to level him up and use him on my team, because I've been neglecting him for a while, and using him with Ariel and Zeus and Bolt is going to be a fantastic combo. So let's get him up to 6 stars, guys. So I'm ready to start working on him after Raya. So I always like to work on the characters in the prize ward, because it's just what I enjoy doing, and most of the time they're ridiculously overpowered. So that puts Slinky up to 6 stars now, guys, which is brilliant. So Slinky is number 3. And then number 4, it gets a little bit difficult now because there are a lot of good characters. I wouldn't particularly consider any of these to be top tier down here. But again, Fred does need an honourable mention because he is fantastic with his anti-freeze. So that's pretty good. But my next one has to be Baymax. And Baymax got a rework a very long time ago. But the one thing I like about Baymax here is obviously he does his damage when he flies in. So you could use Baymax, Gonzo, Chip and Dale. Why do my mind goes blank when I talk about it? But anyway, so this is what I love about this character. Baymax shields allies for X amount HP for 10 seconds. So when I'm reviewing a tank here, guys, it's not because they can one-shot the entire team. Tanks are meant to keep your team alive and stay alive. Now, Baymax certainly does that. So after I've got Slinky Dog upgraded, after I've done Rhea, so I'm going to do Rhea, Slinky Dog, Tron, then I'm going to move into Baymax. And I really, really do like Baymax, just for that sole reason that he does heal his allies for 10 seconds, and it's a very easy move to use because you can fully control when to use it. So you push the button, puts them on for 10 seconds, and then it's done. That's basically why I put Baymax in the top. So he does his little fly-in, damage to all enemies and grant allies a shield. So again, all allies are going to get shields at the start, which is important. Baymax scans the enemy with the highest armor, studying them. Attacks that do normal damage always crit against studied enemies. I think he was one of the first characters to put studied in, that's why they explain it there. But it's quite nice, really. Baymax shields from Health Card Companion and Blast off reduced damage taken from crit hits by 40%. Ridiculous again. Keeping everybody safe is the main role of a tank. Every time a shield is applied to Baymax or an ally, they receive 1 stack of Hardy. Baymax can apply up to 10 stacks of Hardy. So again, Stacks of Hardy, I believe, just give you more health. I haven't really ever used a character with Stacks of Hardy, but Baymax is a very good character, and I needed to give him that mention. So then I've got one more, and it's difficult because I have to do my top 5. So we've done 1, 2, 3 there. So 5 is a bit of a struggle for me, and I always want to give Gerald an honourable mention because of how much I used to use him and how much I used to enjoy using him. But certainly, I think the 5th slot has to go to Maximus. He is more of an attack type than a tank, in my opinion. But of course, he's got loads of health, and he's very good for kind of soloing the enemy at the front, where a lot of the other tanks fall flat for that. So Maximus is basically a very good 1v1. He'll just tick down the enemies in order. So Maximus draws his sword and points at an enemy, increasing his and allies' basic damage. So what I like about that is everybody's getting a basic damage buff for 10 seconds, and he basically kills whoever he hits with that sword. It's like 9 million, 9 million, 12 million, 12 million. They're dead. Incredible basic damage buff. Incredible special. So, Maximus eats an apple, heals loads of health, then he spits it doing a gajillion damage. Easy move. Lovely. Maximus dodges an attack, so that means he completely evades damage, then kicks, stunning and doing a huge amount of damage. Follow your nose. Maximus marks enemy with the most basic damage, studying them, a little bit like Baymax. Study enemies also deal 85% less damage to Maximus. So if you are using a study team, so if you had Hector in, if you're using Baymax, if you're using Maximus, and you had these characters who are stacking up study, Maximus can just sit and chill at the front. So I want to give him that sort of mention, because if you do have a study team, get Maximus at the front and he's not going to die. So yeah, that is my top 5, guys. With this, I want to know your top 5 tanks and why. So again, I can look at it and not more for me, but just so people can go to the comment section at the end of this video and go, "Oh, he's got a good point that Josh didn't make," or actually, his point on Maximus is good and I'm not going to use him. Because it's all my opinion here, guys. Because I obviously know that Claus is the most overpowered. Fred's pretty OP as well, and some of the new ones are. But in my opinion, these are the top 5 that you must have leveled up at least decently, so you can use them in all these different teams. Smash that like and subscribe button, guys, and I'll see you, legends, in the next one.